to invite all the panelists of panel 2. So the panel 2 is the role of technology in achieving sustainable development goals, with special focus on agri-tech, health tech, social tech. Unfortunately, one of the panelists, Ms. Priya Prakash, she couldn't make it today because she was not in good health. So I would like to invite the panelists, Ms. Meena, Mr. Ankit Doshi, Ms. Gayathri Vasudevan, and our moderator, Peter.
Gayathri Vasudevan is a PhD in development, economics and international development, and worked for the International Labour Organization for 8 years. She's presently the CEO of LabourNet Services, a social enterprise in Bangalore that focuses on income improvement for informal sector workers through vocational education and training services and identifying better work opportunities. LabourNet facilitates financial inclusion and social security measures for workers. I'm going to limit my introduction to brief, and they can tell more about what their companies do themselves. Ankit Doshi graduated from IIM Indore in 2011 and founded InsideIIM.com in 2012. He quit Bank of America to focus full-time on his new age education media company, creating high-quality content targeted at young Indians to close India's skill gap. His company serves 2 million students and young professionals annually with over 10,000 stories. He believes in long-form stories and is an expert in video storytelling. Welcome. Meena has already been introduced by the previous panel. She hails from a village in Rajasthan and graduated from IIT Delhi in 2016. Motivated by her grandfather and other small farmers, she started AGROWAVE in 2017 to optimize highly unorganized agriculture supply chain using research, analytics, and technology. Her platform and logistical support help farmers get better prices for their products. So, without further ado, let's go straight to the panel and get some feedback. I want to turn to Ankit first because I was really struck by your LinkedIn that you decided to quit the typical IIT career track, which is Bank of America, and do your startup. Can you tell us what motivated you?
Hello, yeah, hi. Thanks for the introduction, Peter. Okay, first of all, I think the kind of work that both my co-panelists do, I think is far more impactful as compared to what we do. I think we still serve a largely privileged class of people in India, and when I say privileged class, we are the people who are lucky because of the genetic lottery. The fact that you are at an IIM, or the fact that you actually got a chance to go to a business school is something that has happened purely because of the family that you were born in. And although that might sound shocking to you, but like you can drill that down to something as simple as only people who have some basic knowledge of English can even take the entrance exam to get into any of these schools in this country, which is a minuscule population of India. So although we help them, I think the kind of work that these two women do is far, far more impactful. Coming to Peter's question with respect to, I think as IIM graduates, we need to look beyond banking and finance and consulting. There is an amazing world out there to do real work, work that actually impacts people, something that you are passionate about as well. I think I had a terrific job at Bank of America, and I really thank them for giving me the opportunity, the exposure that I got, in the banking space. In fact, a lot of the stuff that was being spoken about in the previous panel around transaction transaction banking is what I used to do. I've done a lot of meetings myself with NPCI and working on the UPI interface at that point of time. But I think there comes a time in your own life when you realize that you are getting bored, or that you want to do something that keeps you want to come to work every day, something that has some kind of a sustainable impact. I'd also like to go back to one incident that took place during my IIM tenure. Our director introduced a very novel rural immersion program. This is back 9 years back, when I got a chance to actually visit. So we were hosted by one of the IAS officers of the Khandwa district in Madhya Pradesh, and we spent about 10 days traversing around villages in India. And I think the scale at which the government works and the scale at which those problems kind of struck me. I felt that there is so much more that can be done and needs to be done, and there is absolutely nothing wrong in pursuing a standard corporate career. But I think the flame kind of kindled at that point of time, because once you travel in, and again, look, I don't want to sound like I did some massive, 2-3 year yatra. Anyway, I just did a 10-day tour of India's villages, and that was enough to kind of make me want to do something else. And I think that, along with a little bit of initiative that I already had, kind of led to this.
He's said that your enterprise is making much more difference in the society than his. Can you tell us what you think LabourNet's doing and how you're making a difference in people's lives?
So I think I'll take from what he said. He discovered it in 10 days, it took me 20 years. So that's the difference between being an IIM. Yesterday I wrote to Peter and said that I'm not from IIM. His first question was that. So that's the difference between you and me. It took me a longer time. So I think the problem that we are trying to solve is staring us in the face, right? What's the key political problem today? If you ask a politician, what is it? Ankit said jobs, right? Everybody is worried about what's happening to our young. And that's really what we said is the problem that we had to solve. And this also came, like Ankit said, from boredom for me. I was at a UN job typically has a pattern to it. You do policy advocacy, I think of myself after listening to my previous panel, I think of myself as kind of salesperson. You go to country to sell conventions. Say please sign up to this convention. The only thing is you have the backing of research, you do a whole lot of things to do it. So I was feeling frustration and saying, what's happening on the ground? It's all right to make policy, make ministers, but what are you going to do on the ground, and can you do execution? So 2007 I left ILO, set up LabourNet, and said the problem actually we had today about urban clap. All of you have heard of urban clap? So I often think of myself as the failure urban clap, right? The first model really failed. So we tried to connect workers to workers, and two things could have gone wrong there. One is the technology was not good. Second, the fintech that you have today is not good. So that means that when you're connecting, what does the urban clap do? Conditions, electricians, carpenters to customers. So we thought the issue that was there was a B2C issue where there is a information asymmetry. I did not think as customer satisfaction. So often when I come to these things, I learn from the IIM language that is there. So I think we didn't focus on the right thing. So in 2011, decided to change tracks and said we understood how do you actually quantify efficiency. That means who's a good electrician, who is a good carpenter, we knew this. And because I come from a development education background, said why don't I look at actually writing this. That time in India, NSDC, the National Skill Development Corporation was being set up. So we started writing the NOSs, or the National Occupation Standards, to standardize for the blue collar network. And people, the other side of working in a not-for-profit, in 2008 I realized that at the moment a not-for-profit, you don't sustainability was very important. So in 2008, I set up a private limited company. So when I set up the private limited company between 2008 and 10, as I said, A, the model didn't work. B, I didn't know even the basic terminologies of profit and loss, any of these statements that were there. You know, I was learning from a book, applying it and hashing it. So I had to go build a team. So I went to my partner and co-founder now, who was a co-founder and team lead, and said, listen, what strategy ho gaya, advice ho gaya, come on board, we figure out shares, whatever it is, and we'll get it on board. So I think the last 8 years has been the journey of us saying that the model works where you can take certification and training to the doorstep of the person. That means a painter, a plumber, a leather worker, a beautician. How can we do? So what we did is basically take vocational education and training to the doorstep. The second thing that we did, and I think you asked me this question, Ankit, is how do we make money? Who pays you? So today corporates pay us. Corporates pay us because they require we did a B2B model, right? For L&D, anybody's seen a construction site? We've seen construction site. What happens at the gate of the construction site? A contractor basically says it's unskilled, semi-skilled and skilled. This definition will determine how much that contractor, the subcontractor, is going to be paid. This is the problem statement we were able to change from certification to qualification and corporate space. Similarly, today when they want to do rural market innovation, when they want different customer groups, we're able to actually lead that thing. So today we do about 2.5 lakh certifications in set sectors. So we're very strong in the construction, automobile, beauty, leather and rubber manufacturing sectors. And we take this to the right from employment. So we have a staffing company, we incubate people which are painter contractors, beauticians between 2.5 lakhs income to 25 lakhs. So that's really what we do. And again, this is the first time I've been called a social tech company. So I'm happy that somebody thinks I'm tech. So thank you.
Thank you. Anu, can you tell us about your business model and how you're making success and profits in your agri-tech enterprise?
Hello. Yeah, so at AGROWAVE we are helping farmers to get good returns on their produce, mostly perishable produce like fruits and vegetables. Agriculture, it contributes around 17% GDP to India, and more than 50% population works into agriculture. Still, it contributes less than 1/5 of the total GDP. That clearly says that there is lack of efficiency into agriculture supply chain. I mean, whole agriculture, not just supply chain, like in inputs, then productivity, then supply chain, be it anything. In agriculture, the technology is lacking. So we are basically incorporating technology into the supply chain. So what exactly we do is we basically buy fruits and vegetables from the farmers through our mobile app, which is in local language and which has only 2 clicks, which makes farmers to use the mobile app very easy. And after Geo launch, at least one Android phone is there in every family with internet connection. So technology penetration is not a challenge anymore, even with the farmers. So this is one part where we buy from the farmers, and the other part is that we capture demand from the businesses like hotel, restaurant, canteen, anyone basically who is using fruits and vegetables in bulk, and then we sell those fruits and vegetables to these businesses. So doing this, we are able to help farmers to give them more returns, around 20 to 25% more returns as compared to the market which they were getting like previously. And also it helps them to focus on their crop, and also when they are getting good returns in the produce, they can improve their living standard, they can improve the education of their child. Like you guys are sitting here, I am like they don't have that much of money to pay to these schools. Even I don't have that much of money to go to IIM. So I belong to a very small village. I have seen my grandfather and some other farmers to facing difficulty to sell their produce. Even we used to have a mango tree in our farm. on both the things, on the crop as well as on the selling part. So we want that these farmers should focus on the crop part, and then we can help them for the selling side, and that can actually help the country to grow better. So agriculture mein the wastage is like around 7%, which is around 92,000 crores per year, which is like huge. If we can reduce by at least 2% or 5%, that would make a huge difference in farmers' life. So yeah, that's what we are doing currently.
Thank you. You anticipated one user of your product who may or may not have good access to technology to use your product, but your geo seems to be the secret. And what about for you? How do you get your target audience, that's the informal workers, how do you get them to access your tools and vocational technology education services?
Ours is not a complete technology. I don't think we can be completely tech. In my mind, the educational sphere cannot be. So we have 2,000 employees, so full-time employees, out of which 1,200 are trainers. So we are heavily invested in the people there. So there's a physical structure somewhere. So we operate out of 150 centers, which are, which do sort of between 2 months to 6 months training. We have schools in which we run 4-year programs. So we work with governments to see that instead of a third language, you can take a vocational subject, and therefore we have 700 teachers that we deploy there. Then on sites, we convert sites into our training centers. The next phase of growth that we're looking at is to use one-to-many technology. We don't think only e-learning will work, so we're looking at technologies which we've already deployed actually, to look at collaborative learning and peer-to-peer learning. So very similar to Coursera in a sense, but in the vocational space where certification plus learning can look at that. Second thing that we're looking at technology to actually aggregate is the supply chain and value chain. I think that's untapped in the service sector. So, for example, a painter contractor or a beautician who's setting up, Gayathri beauty parlor is outside the financial realm. So, if we're able to bring that in and show accountability from repayment to financial transactions, while ensuring that their business supports. So, very similar, as I said, to educated startups. Basically, we're signing up these entrepreneurs and saying in 2 years, will you double your revenue, will you triple? Because normally they don't think in terms of revenues or money. They think in terms of this money, next money, and made this money, that money, but they will not think structurally. So we're just looking at that. So we think of ourselves as an education 3.0, but our interfaces are with employment and with entrepreneurship.
I'm going to ask you to step in because you are Education 3.0, definitely. How are you taking your tools to the market and what are you providing to them? And do you see any opportunity for synergy? Because she's looking for e-learning and you may be giving it.
Okay, so we are essentially a community, and the way I look at education going forward is that the only way you can do scalable education in India is through technology, and instead of, you cannot solve, so for example, which is the biggest problem in India with respect to education? I think it's the lack of quality teachers. So today I think if the government sets up 20 IIMs, there are people who have a problem because they feel that there could be dilution in quality. And my view is that if you really want India to have quality human capital, you will require to set up 100 IIMs, maybe 1,000 IIMs. Now that is not a practical solution, right? So the only way you solve that is via technology, and you try and leverage the knowledge that is created in some central place which can be used by different people. So I think a lot of what we started off doing was build a community that can share knowledge with each other, starting with simply what is it that you want to do with your life. And so a lot of why our community got traction was because we were able to help students figure out what careers they should choose. what universities they should go to, and then post that what are the kind of companies that they should apply to, and what are the kind of skills that they need to have for that. So that was largely how the first phase of our growth was driven. What we've introduced recently is specific, job readiness courses that help people become, employable, because majority of our clients are essentially employers whose number one complaint is that, even students from the best universities are not really employable. So we said, is there a way in which we can kind of bridge that particular gap? However, having said that, we still deal with people who have a certain amount of proficiency in English, mathematics, and most of them should ideally know at least Microsoft Excel. If they don't, we kind of train them in that as well. The kind of obviously people that she deals with are people who probably don't even know how to do basic math. So of course, I think our problem is far easier as compared to what she says, but I think largely in India, there is a massive human capital problem here. The thing is, it's difficult to build a skill-based platform that, as a company, you have a DNA at the start, whether it's a B2B company or a B2C company, and largely what we've discovered is that we are a business-to-business enterprise at this particular point of time. B2C requires lots and lots of capital, and it requires a certain kind of a DNA. By the way, for all the people here who've ever gone out looking out for funding, I have gone to every single investor that exists, I think, in the country, and I've been turned down by everyone. But we've still survived. We are profitable for the last 4 years, so there is also an alternative model to not raising funding as well. You can survive, do well. Whether it's a company that's going to end up becoming a $10 billion valuation company, or whether it's going to be a 100 crore valuation company, I think beyond the point, as an entrepreneur, it doesn't matter to me now anymore. It did probably some time back. But so I think then what we did was we figured, okay, what are our strengths? Our strengths were to be able to manage the B2B side well and help our employer partners. So what we did is now we will actually come out with an app which helps digitize the entire campus placement scene in India. So for example, there are a few companies today in India where you can actually get jobs only through our app, exclusively. And so we are trying to see how we can plug the gaps from that side. Not necessarily the fastest way to go, but it is definitely a sustainable, profitable way to grow. And I'm sure as we grow and have more learnings in the entire journey, we'll be able to figure out ways to grow faster and probably scale up also faster.
Reverse. Actually, I raised my first fund very easily and I burnt it. So I figured that that's the completely wrong thing to happen. So I returned that money. I said, listen, take it back, because I was just listening to IVK, and it really was paining me, saying, how could you take someone else's money and burn it, right? That sounds horrible. So we returned that money, launched it second time, raised 2 impact investment funds. Angel investors and impact investors, and that's the way we took equity, debt. At every point we used equity as margin money for debt, because our debt was available in the skill space at 6%. But I think this problem is a continuous problem. You have to continuously raise money. The other day I was again listening to somebody talking from the stage, and I was in the audience and listening, and he said, as a founder and a CEO, your job is only 2 things: to build your product, to see that you are raising money. So either you have to do it through your own profitability, or it is a combination. But 90% of the companies are not, like for example, as I said, it was not once, 2 times I got money actually. First between 2007 and 8, 2010, second 2014 I went into a major loss, but now that was such a lesson, you don't know what to do. You get up in the morning and you say, what are you going to do? You've got to survive. So I think your mission has to be first, and don't worry, money comes. Money comes in various forms. It will come in debt, it will come in equity, it will come from revenues, it will come from various things. But if the focus is on raising money, I think you lose your business itself. Today, I'm very glad that we're, again, like him, bad way I thought that to put it there, but money is precious. Capital first, you will make money last. So if it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen, but at least you've enjoyed the journey. I think the journey is more important.
Can I just make a statement here? I just want to also say that, somehow as a country we are now fascinated by wanting to come up with, which is India's Facebook or India's Amazon. I think as compared to having, 1 or 5 Amazons and Facebooks from India, if we had say 1 million AGROWAVEs and 1 million LabourNets, a lot of our problems can actually get solved. Because if you want to solve India's employment problem, that's not going to happen by one company that's going to become a market leader or a world leader. Of course, sure, that's an aspiration that we should have. But I think a far deeper and more immediate problem is how can we empower an AGROWAVE or a LabourNet, and have a scale there. If we have 1 million LabourNets and 1 million AGROWAVEs, I think, the India would be transformed completely.
Thank you, Ankit. Ankit, can you tell about your funding journey and how you're raising money and making your business grow?
So I have a slightly different opinion here. So you can do two things. Either you make it sustainable and you survive for like 1 year, 2 years, or whatever time you survive. But at the end of the day, you need fund to scale the business. So my opinion is that personally, I would love to raise the fund first and then need to scale the business. Otherwise, by the time we become a survival model, any competitor will come and screw us with the large fund, and then they will build a sustainable model and very scalable model. So today, investment is one of the very important part of startup ecosystem anywhere. Not just startup ecosystem, of every business, investment is like very important part. So my journey is like after graduating from IIT Delhi, I did work in an American startup and I learned a lot of things from there. And before starting AGROWAVE, I actually researched about all the things, not just about how do I do a starter, how do I solve the problem of farmers, all the things, all the verticals of a business like investment, sales, operations, then the team. So I partnered first with a company and then I was solo founder, so I partnered with the company and then they put the money as well and they had the technology as well. So they had these two things, and then we are now at this level that now we are raising pre-series A round of 1 million, where we have already commitment of $500,000, and then we are looking for one Indian lead investor to complete this round. So there are so many struggles to raise the fund. Like you will have different opinion from different people. Sometimes you feel like what you are doing, and then someday you feel like you are doing very good job. So you should not take every investor's opinion or everyone's opinion very seriously. You know your business, and then you just listen to their opinions, and then you think about it, and then you do whatever you want to do. But you basically approach as much as possible investors or venture capital or whatever stage you are at, and then just close it. You have to have the investment to scale the operations. And as mentioned by Atul, that to scale sustainable business, you need people, process, and the technology. I would like to add one more thing, that once you, even if you have these three things, you need to, on top of that, you need an investment, that to huge investment to scale at very large level. Yeah, so that's my journey. That's my opinion regarding fundraising. We have I had discussion at every level, like even the Sequoia level, and then we had discussion with angel investors, and then we had discussion with platforms like Venture Catalyst and then Let's Venture and all. So yeah, it is very important to know your stage, at what stage you are, and then accordingly you should reach to the investors. So currently, if I go to an angel investor, they will say like we'll invest 10 lakh or 15 lakh, which is nothing for us now, right? So we should know at what stage we should go to venture capital. So even if you are going at start level, then you are not even having sales and you are approaching VCs, then there is no point, and you will be having a very negative opinion. They'll be having very negative
clarify that venture capital raising is absolutely nothing wrong with that. It's just that there are certain business models that definitely require VC funding. Like for example, if you are in any kind of an e-commerce related, for example, wherever the frequency of transactions is very high or the volume of transactions is very high, typically what I've seen is that you do require venture funding. Otherwise, like she rightly said, that a competitor will raise money and probably will, just completely wipe you out of the market. But then there are also businesses that are fundamentally not VC friendly, because a venture capital is typically looking at a 100x return, sometimes they look at a 500x return, 10x return at least, and some businesses are just, the business model is not friendly. So you need to recognize that about your business. What ends up happening for a lot of people is that they try to change their business model so that it becomes VC friendly, and they completely change their own DNA and their own company, because somehow getting funded ends up becoming a success as compared to running a company, and kind of building something for the long run. So VC investing is definitely here to stay, and obviously something that a lot of startups, in fact most startups would need. But that is not the only way, and please know which is your model. Like whenever you build your business model, is it friendly for VCs? Because they are also very, very smart people. They have either their own money or they have money that they've raised from somewhere, and they need to get those returns. And if your business is not friendly, then what will end up happening is that even if you do get funded, you'll probably get destroyed completely.
As you have said, you do have a slightly different outlook. He was motivated by his passion to get back into what he's into. What motivated you? We're the Sustainable Development Panel. Was it a sustainable development, or this you saw as a wonderful business enterprise? What motivated you to do your AGROWAVE?
So there are two things. One is like you become you focus on profitability from day one. So for example, I can be profitable doing 10 transactions every day, right? I can have very less employees, I can have very less transactions, I become profitable. But that would be like very small thing for us, and very, it's not scalable. So in my opinion, so we are at AGROWAVE, we are looking for a very scalable business model, and it's a huge potential in India. It's like the market size itself is $250 billion for agricultural produce, and fruits and vegetable is out of that like $80 billion, which is huge. So currently we are not focusing on profitability at all. We are just focusing on the scale of the business, where we can reach at least like 100 lakh of farmers, and we can help them. And then we open multiple revenue streams. Like once we are having 100 lakhs of farmers, then we can tie up with the companies who are providing them inputs like seeds and all. And then there could be other multiple revenue streams. But on the business side as well, once we onboard a lot of businesses for fruits and vegetables, then we can open probably other revenue streams as well. For example, Zomato. Like now Zomato is like largest food order app second largest food order app across the world. So now they are opening multiple revenue streams. They are still not profitable even after 10 years and after burning like billions of dollars money. So now what they are doing is they are basically tying up with companies with the companies like us who are basically delivering the groceries. We are doing fruits and vegetables. There are other companies who are delivering groceries to the businesses. So they are basically partnering with those companies, and they're already having those restaurants and all. So they just launched one thing, and then they are doing like 4 crores of business in a day in Bangalore. So there are other, like, to have a vision is necessary. What vision you are having profitably when you are planning to achieve profitability with just one revenue model or with just multiple revenue model, and with what scale of the customer, with what size of clients you are looking for, like farm. In my case, we are looking for like very large number of farmers. Like in India, there are around more than 300 million farmers are there. So we are looking for that kind of number to go that level and then to become profitable. Before that, we just want to scale the operations and then want to make those operations smoothing with the technology.
Thank you. Gayathri, how do you see your scalability in terms of helping informal labor sector? Right now you're in Bangalore. Are you planning to extend to other cities?
We work pan-India. For us, we feel our targets are like this. We today do about 2.5 lakh people we certify. 75,000 are through our staffing company. So we do payroll and compliance there, so that's a revenue stream. But our target is like this. In the next 5 years, we want to do 7 lakhs. We believe that if we do 7 lakh people training, we are able to do 2.5 lakh people, we are able to ensure they get 20,000. Which means I have to see that the journey moves from 13,000 to 20,000 in a 2 to 3 year time frame. 1 lakh enterprises, I believe that if they make 10 lakhs, then on an average LabourNet can become 1,500. So our revenue, our margins, our profitability is linked to how much a customer makes. For me, the customer is my client, is the painter, is the beautician. So our intent is to see that they make money. Now this may seem like an oxymoron, but I fundamentally believe if people earn well, there are corporates as well as candidates and workers who will pay for it, and there are products and revenues which can build there. So to sort of to Anul's point is, I think as we sat at breakfast together, she's a good 20 years younger than me, more than that. So she has the time to look at scale like that. Whereas in my case, I do believe we have to be profitable while we do it. And I don't think we will ever be a company where, we're going to have hundreds of investors running behind us, because we have impact as our first. So it will be a slow journey. Some people will come along, some people will not. I think you're resigned to the fact that, I don't want to say resigned, but I think I'm also too picky. I want to have the right mindset of people coming in there, because that's important as we traverse this journey, which is going to have lots and ups and downs.
Ankit, what do you see as the opportunity in your EdTech sector? We've got a lot of students out here that are looking for opportunities. Where is the innovation? What should they be considering for the future?
So I think the biggest opportunity currently in India is that we can actually replace colleges, especially after the K-12, the undergrad space. I think the quality of education, if you take out the top IITs and some of the top schools in various regions, is pretty low, and it does not make any kind of ROI sense. I mean, just to give you an example, if I go to some of the engineering colleges in India where a person ends up spending 4 years of his life, so there is time that is invested, is investing something like 7 or 8 lakh rupees over that time frame, and in the 4th year suddenly realizes that there is no job opportunity available. If the opportunity is available, typically that person ends up getting a 25,000 rupees a month kind of a job, and even lower than that. So I think you wasted 4 years of your life to eventually do work that you can actually be trained for in 3 months. So I think the opportunity is if we can somehow create an alternative way where I personally feel that if after the age of 18, if we can figure out a way where people can actually work as well as study together and have very, very specific vocational education into the fields of the future, I think they will learn a lot on the job, as well as in the limited time that they spend in the classroom and maybe accessing lectures online or via various mediums that are, whether you are going to have a VR kind of a setup that's going to come up where people are going to learn faster through that. And I think you need to essentially take this, majority of, in the entire education value chain, the highest amount of money spent on tuition fees, which actually delivers the lowest quality product in the entire. So for example, a lot of colleges and even business schools in India, the only reason they are relevant is because they are able to give a good placement. So as long as you have a good placement team, it doesn't matter what happens inside the classroom, unfortunately. And I mean, I think which is why if you can somehow figure out a way where shorten the time, reduce the amount of money that someone puts in, because also remember that now there is an education loan problem booming in India as well. While people talk about the ticking bomb in the US, whereas in India, the higher education fees are incredible. And the last figure I saw was some 1,70,000 crores, that is invested in the system. Not a lot. I mean, most banks are not willing to give out education loans because it's also an NPA problem. So it's something that is also going to happen in India. So I think we need to nip it in the bud right now. And I mean, you can have startups which will do that.
And what do you see as the opportunities in agritech? There's a huge 300 million market and there's so many students looking for jobs. What do you think they should be doing for agritech?
Yeah, so there is a massive opportunity in agri-tech, there is opportunity in supply chain, there is opportunity in productivity, then there is opportunity in research, then there is opportunity to map the price. So currently, one product price ratio of highest price to lowest price, the dispersion price ratio is third time of the ratio which has been observed in US. So there is no standardization anywhere in terms of pricing, in terms of quality. So if I talk, we can buy onion in 10 rupees as well, we can buy in 15 rupees as well, but we cannot distinguish that which onion would be 13 rupees and 12 rupees or which would be 10 or 15. We can slightly do the differentiation, but there is no standardization. And that is one of the biggest challenge we are facing currently, to map the quality of the produce with the price which we are providing to the farmers. Sometimes they tell us we are giving you A grade quality and we receive B grade, and then we have to deduct the payments accordingly. So that is one of the things is that we can make the standardization of the quality of the produce, which is not there currently. And then people are doing a lot of things into IoT and sensitization to do the predictions to reduce the wastage into the supply chain. Also, there are technologies like drone technologies there for these farmings, and then there are startups like AgroStar who are helping farmers to get the inputs from the distributors on the mobile app. Then there are startups who are working into the supply chain like us. There is a Ninja Bar, there is a Profarm, and then there are a lot of people who are trying to do a lot of things into agriculture, because the technology is not there in this field. From last 4 or 5 years, people are trying to incorporate the technology into agri-tech, and now venture capitalists are focusing to invest into agriculture. They are organizing different events to identify startups who are working into agri-tech, and just to identify the opportunity. I mean, they know the opportunity is already there, but to know the intensity and scale of the opportunity, and also into the verticals how much opportunity is there into the supply chain, how much is there into the data analytics, how much is there into IoT, how much is there into drone and all. So to summarize, there is a massive opportunity into agri-tech. You can do anything into agri-tech, which would be add something into the country, because it's a huge country, and also the market size is so big that you don't feel the competition at all. But of course, at one point you will feel the competition definitely.
We're talking about a VUCA world where volatility, uncertainty, and other problems or complexity all around us at all times. I think farmers are the people who've been living with that since eons, and technology is supposed to be making lives better, but isn't it just adding complexity and making things more difficult for the farmer?
No, actually, it's not the technology is adding more difficulty to the farmers. Anyway, they are using the technology. Every farmer is, not every farmer, but most of them, 80% are using WhatsApp. But they are not using the actual technology which can help them. They are just doing the good morning, good afternoon, and good evening on WhatsApp. They don't know to install all the apps from the Play Store and to use them. So I think this is the right time to educate those farmers about the technology which can be beneficial for them. It's not just about our company. There are so many other technologies which can actually help farmers, and they are not aware. That's why they are being fooled by those middlemen who are actually connected with them. So the pricing is, they are not aware that what price is going on for Apple in Bombay, what price is going on for Apple in Delhi, then in other metro cities. They just know the price which they are getting from the local person who is buying from them. So the awareness is very less to the farmers, even to the community, rural community. So I think this is the right time we can penetrate the technology to the farmers in anything, basically information, be it lending money to them, be it interest rate, be it supply chain, be it pricing, be it anything. This is the right time to penetrate the technology.
Okay, I apologize. We are running short of time. We're not going to be able to take questions. Our panelists are here. You can approach them offline afterwards. To wrap up, I want to just let each of you have a second to address the entire students and give them a little bit of advice on what kind of opportunities, what we think they should be thinking about as they graduate and go into the job market, and especially what are the things that they should be thinking about if they have interest in social, sustainable development opportunities.
I think today there are a lot of opportunities. There are both in the social sector as well as the social enterprise sector. There's tremendous opportunity which is there. These sectors are often starved for people, because you will not get the top talent which comes into these sectors, because there's a feeling of what next. So I think that's one thing which possibly a myth can be solved. It's not like every company which is in the social sector pays less. I think in my mind, that's a real myth there. Many companies will probably pay over the top in order to have you. Second, I think is the decision really is, like Ankit said, is what makes you get up in the morning. If it energizes you as well as you can get, I'm not saying sacrifice, There's a very famous economist called John Race. We can't all be John Race. We can't all be Mahatma Gandhi. So you need to survive as well as you need to earn. I think that's the traction which one needs to make. So in my mind, enough opportunities in the social sector, enough opportunities in the social enterprise sector, which ranges from agriculture to finance to livelihood to energy, health. There are a whole lot of opportunities there. One can look at all of them there, but you have to have a realistic hand. If you want to be entrepreneurial, I often think you should work for some time before you really take the plunge. Because if you have loans, many people come to me and tell me, I have a loan, can I pay it off? I say, please be comfortable, finish all of your payments and then decide. Don't decide in a hurry to jump into something which, unless it really, really drives you and you can be that, that's fine. Otherwise, I think you should be cautious.
Okay, hi. Like she said, do what you think makes you happy. I am not as experienced enough to kind of give you advice. All I can say, my suggestion is that whenever you decide to do something, focus on one thing, which is how is it that you are delighting your user / customer / client. I think everything else will flow from there. Some of you may have the business acumen to convert that delight into an actual business that works. Some of you may fail in doing that, and that is perfectly fine as well. But I think for you to feel satisfied and for you to feel happy, even if you work for something on 3 years or 5 years, maybe for the rest of your life, if your user is delighted, if your customer is delighted, I think you will sleep happy, at night. So that's probably the only suggestion I can make.
Yeah, from my side, one thing which is very important is like know what's going on around you, like what's going into the market, and just know your right fit. Maybe you can a good entrepreneur, you can't be a good employee. Maybe you are a best employee, but you can't be an entrepreneur. So it's just that you should know what is something good for you, like what is something you are good at, and then just work on that part only. Like if you're putting all of your efforts into right direction, then I don't think anything which can stop you from becoming successful. It's just that you don't have to put your efforts into wrong directions. Just invest enough time to know what is something you are good at. That's it. And also you can approach me, any of us, like because we are not able to take the questions because we are running short of time, then we would be more than happy to answer your questions and to connect you to relevant people who can help you, and then would be love to help you.
Thank you all for your sharing time with us, and we hope you have appreciated this very insightful panel. I thank each and every one of the panelists for your participation and insights, and over to the moderator.